Today I'm checking out Emio, the Smiling Man for the Nintendo Switch. Is it any good? As a first-time player of the series, let's take a look, shall we? So Emio, the Smiling Man is the third and latest addition to the Famicom Detective Club series. For those who don't know, the series is a collection of point-and-click adventure games set in the style of a visual novel. The original games were released back in the late 80s and were both given remakes for the Switch in 2021. The game follows the investigation of a young boy's murder, tied to the urban legend of Emio, a serial killer who wears a paper bag on his head with a smiley face. You play an assistant private investigator at the Utsugi Detective Agency who is working alongside the police to solve this gruesome case. Just from explaining the premise of this game, you can tell right away that this is one of the most mature themed games that Nintendo themselves have worked on, and the age ratings given for this game are pretty much deserved. From that very first teaser trailer that came out, it felt like the tone of this game was set, and that was before people knew it was a Famicom detective game. As the game is a visual novel, the visuals and the writing need to be on point, and this game delivers. The story is pretty strong, featuring an array of enjoyable characters who leave a lasting impression, and story threads that slowly develop throughout the game as you progress. The art style in this game is very clear and easy on the eyes. Everything from the characters and their animations to the backgrounds in each scene, at times simple but very effective. Additionally, things like the text in the menus was very easy to read as well, and quite handy that it is, as the game only has Japanese voice acting in it. Otherwise, people who don't speak Japanese wouldn't know what's going on. Personally, I love the fact it wasn't in English, as this made it feel more authentic and immersive, but I can understand that it might not be everybody's preference. Additionally, on the audio side, the music gave a sense of feeling with all the locations and worked very well tonally with the direction the story was going. Granted, sometimes it felt a little like elevator music in places, but at the same time, it feels like it gives off a retro charm. As mentioned before, Emio is a visual novel adventure game. As a private investigator, it is your job to travel to different locations and interact with a variety of characters as you try to uncover the mystery surrounding the murder. You do this by simply talking to people, asking them a bunch of questions, and observing the area that you're in, looking for clues or anything that might seem off or suspicious. Your character learns things by simply interacting with the surroundings, and this helps progress and further your investigation. Sometimes you will find yourself stuck and unsure of what to do or say to certain characters or situations, so there will be a lot of trial and error going on in certain interactions. There are moments where you'll just select all of the options just to progress, or the characters will say and do something that will give you a hint, and then all of a sudden you'll have a eureka moment. This is both great and annoying at the same time. Control-wise, there isn't really much difficulty, as all you are essentially doing is navigating a menu and selecting options. One thing I will say about the interaction is that there really isn't an option of choice. Aside from maybe getting a character to talk about a certain thing or do a certain action, the outcome will always be the same. This could be seen as a little disappointing, and as some people have put it, you are simply just along for the ride. Based on my own and others' experience playing this game, you're probably looking on average at a 10 to 15 hour long game, which is pretty good considering the style of Emio. There is only one ending to this game, so everybody will reach the same conclusion. However, depending on how good of a detective you are, your mileage may vary. Now, these type of games aren't for everybody, and when it comes down to it, people might be put off with the linear nature of the story. But as someone who isn't usually into visual novel games, I have to say that I was caught with that initial trailer, and when I finally got round to playing this game, I absolutely loved it. I think the fact that this is a mature themed Nintendo game really helped build interest for many people, and for those who have played it, have probably been given a gaming experience they didn't think they would ever have, at least coming from Nintendo themselves. Much like Endless Ocean Luminous was for me, this game was a nice surprise, trying something different that you wouldn't normally play and having a pretty good time playing it. I'm even looking into getting the other games in the series. There are some annoyances here and there when it comes to progressing or getting stuck, but if you stick it out and get through it, there is a little gem of a game here, and the story is something you might just find rather enjoyable. If you like these style of games, then I think you will like Emio. If you're still uncertain about the style of the game, or you're not sure that you want to invest in it, then at the very least I would say try the demo. If you like the game and you decide to purchase, you can carry on where you left off in the demo, which is always a great feature. I wish more games would have demos, as it really can help make that decision when choosing what games to buy. Ultimately, I was shocked and surprised at how much I liked Emio, and I have to say it's probably one of my favourite games of this year. A surprise to be sure, chore, but a very welcome one. But for now, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that stuff. Also check out my other content and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.